This has literally just happened. Here is the hard evidence we've all been waiting for. We've all been wanting. If it's true, where are the bodies? Here they are. Not so fast. Okay, I made that video last week. I was like Chris Farley on Christmas, coming downstairs, reaching my hand in that present, and I thought it was going to be aliens. Turns out it wasn't my hopes and dreams. That same day, Ryan Graves was there. He was on the stage, and I couldn't tell the look, but he says he's deeply disappointed by this unsubstantiated stunt from this tweet. The Nazca mummies were supposedly debunked in 2021 as a llama skull. So based on your guys' feedback, these videos from 2021, and then finally Ryan Graves' statement, I decided to take the video down. I don't take many videos down. I think only 3 so far in 3 years. And this was my #1 video by far in the last 3 months. So it was definitely going viral, but I don't want to benefit from a video that I think is not totally legitimate. Thanks for being here. I'm Chris Lato, retired F-16 pilot. In this video, we look at both sides of the argument, and I asked renowned author Leslie Kean. Spoiler, I think NASA should actually look at this. Chris Lato, welcome to Lato Files. Not mammalian. They actually say in here reptilian or bird-like. So just seems like totally foreign, as in alien, man. This is alien. This is it. This is it. Holy shit, man. Can't believe it. Amazing stuff. Okay, so that was me last week. I mean, it seemed legitimate, right? This was Mexican hearing. Okay, I'd just been to a UAP hearing, a congressional hearing in the US, 26 July. And now here was Ryan Graves, Bob Salas, those reputable guys up on the stage. They just finished speaking. I was ending alive and then saw this. I mean, just amazing footage, right? If you look, I mean, it's just amazing footage. This guy looks legit. Jose de Jesus Benitez. I mean, he looked legit. And it was just so exciting when they had those 2 little boxes out there, like the coffins, and then these crazy looking statues that only have 3 fingers. And then they go through the actual brain design, and they say, you know, they have actual analysis on the neck, all that, all the ribs, you know, the bones. Okay, so it just looked legitimate, you know, when they look at this. But what it looks like is, and if you look at this shape right here, in 2021, this is the supposed shape of a llama. So this is the supposed shape of a llama skull. Okay, the back of a llama skull actually shapes like this. This is a video from this channel, Scientists Against Myths. So this is in 2021 of August. And supposedly a lot of these samples have been tested. They have been looked at. And the most damning evidence for me really is that the actual bones, the layout of the skeletons don't match, right? It's mismatched human bones. This is the guy that actually discusses it. So based off of this just initial evidence, I decided to take the video down rather than spread more information if it's not correct, or at least if I don't support it, right? Because I definitely don't think it's 100% legitimate. I thought it was new. I didn't realize this was out. I've been doing this for 2 years and didn't keep track of everything. I have worked with Jamie Mawson before. I have seen him at Mega UFO Conference, and he showed a lot of crazy stories that at the time I did think were debunked. So I did think they were debunked. I actually took that out of my initial video. Probably should have left it in there. Jamie explains actually the Nazca mummies, and you can see the same mummy that he presented. So this is GAIA.com series Unearthing Nazca, 1 season, 9 episodes. And there's, again, 9 episodes really explaining this. And you can see right here the exact same mummies, if you will, the smaller bodies revealed. And they go through all of their evidence, bodies of evidence. There you go. Here, there's 3 of them. Link is in the description if you want to check this out further. They seem compelling, but yeah, it looks kind of ridiculous. And we should be able to know easily, right? We should be able to figure this out, I think. Our current science can. Here's what renowned author Leslie Kean, investigative journalist who broke the recent Grush story, as well as the original New York Times story with Fravor and Graves. Let's hear what Leslie Kean thinks.
I spoke to Ryan after this hearing because I was like so shocked that these mummies have been trotted out. And I just wanted to know, since he had been there, it was before he made that post on Twitter. I just wanted to know his take on it. Like, and he basically said that he had no idea these things were going to happen. He knew nothing about it in advance, which, you know, not to tell the rest of the people coming that something like this was going to happen is weird in itself. But so I don't think, you know, I bet a lot of the others may not have shown up if they'd known this was going to be trotted out there. So it was just kind of a disaster, the whole thing. And the thing about these mummies is, because I've been approached about these mummies over the years, and I've looked into them and find it fascinating, but I find them fascinating. But the problem is there has not been enough scientific study on these mummies yet to make any kind of definitive determination as to their origin, whether they're human or non-human. There just needs to be a lot more work done on them. And some of them apparently have been determined to have some animal bones in them. And, you know, some of them are questionable, but there's a lot of them. And so the only way we're really ever going to know is you have to have all the data made public. It has to be peer reviewed in papers and published in journals. And, you know, there has to be an extensive long-term study on these mummies before any determination can be made. And that just hasn't been done yet. So I don't think it was appropriate for them to be brought out and for claims to be made that these are definitely non-human. It's just not the case. We don't know that yet. So I also understand it, Chris, that this was not actually a congressional hearing at the same way that our hearing was here in America in July, and that the people who were sworn in were just kind of doing that as a ritual as opposed to it really meaning anything. That was my understanding also about this hearing. I'm not exactly clear who the authorities were that allowed these mummies to be brought in, but my understanding is they're not the equivalent to you know, members of Congress in the United States. But I don't know that much about it. We moved right into NASA, so I think this sort of slipped into the background, which I'm pleased about. I think the NASA situation is more important, obviously.
So you heard there, Leslie's quite skeptical of these claims, but she thinks we need more evidence, need to look into it more. How are we going to look into it? Personally, I think NASA should do it. This is what NASA should actually do, even if it's fake. Okay, David Spiegel, he is the chair right now of the NASA UAP task force. He actually said, when asked, what does he think about the Mexican aliens? He said they should put samples online for the international community to look at, and then they would look at it, right? Isn't this a perfect example? What if any country found or said they found alien bodies? How are we going to know it's legitimate? Shouldn't we practice this? Shouldn't we practice actually going and testing it? NASA should test these samples. Perfect time to practice, right? Practice what you preach. If NASA is really in the unclassified regime and their goal is literally to go and find life and analyze it, isn't this a perfect chance, opportunity to go and look at something and determine what it is, trying to determine if it is alien life? Chances are it's just cobbled together pieces of llamas, okay? Chances are from 1,000 years ago. But why not test it? Why not try it out? How would you ever find out if something is alien, if something's actually confirmed as legitimately alien, unless you go and actively test it or have a process? Is there even a process to test it? If anything, it'll be a practice in international scientific endeavor to actually analyze if something is alien. And maybe we'll find something out. I'm sure we'll learn something, because as far as I could tell from that hearing is that nothing's happening, and definitely not anything with our international partners. It's just been an amazing week. First, the Grush exclusive interview. I covered that live as well on Monday. It's an hour-long video. Check that out. Then we had the NASA hearing. NASA hearing also quite interesting. There was no data to come out of that, but quite interesting. You realize how big a name NASA is. I get a lot of questions about the NASA hearing. That seems like primetime news, mainstream. That was Jamie Foxx asking a question at the NASA hearings. That was awesome that he was there. And then the Nazca Mummies, I hadn't heard of them. I'm still relatively new to this, you know, and I was surprised and I was shocked. Okay. I thought it was an amazing find. I rushed to get the story out as quickly as possible. I thought I was first. And sometimes you look like an idiot when you're first. So either way, I think it's a story. NASA should practice this. They should go and analyze the Nazca mummies. But let me know what you guys think. And then check out that full interview with Leslie Kean is coming on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We go through her new book, Surviving Death. We go through Crush Revelations. She wrote the debrief article. And Gary Heseltine, he has a new book he's already released on Rendlesham, and he found new witnesses. Instead of it only being 2 days long, it's actually 4 days long. He said there's 17 anomalous events, and audio and video equipment definitely went to the US in some manner from witnesses he found. That'll be a full interview coming as soon as I can edit it. Stand by for the Leslie Kean interview on Friday. Thanks for being here, everyone. Please smash the like button, subscribe. If you want to get more content, exclusive, support the channel, go to patreon.com/Chris Slato. Join these fine people. You can also join at YouTube memberships, get early access to all the videos, and help me in this crazy endeavor. Have a great day. Peace.